Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high, cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live, somebody. Let's go.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Oh boy, man. It's a really unfortunate situation. First off, let me say I hope I hope you guys find this show in good spirits, because let's be real. Right now, we don't have any good news to say about this search for this submersible, for the Titan 5, as they have been calling them. Right now, there is still nothing. I was waiting for maybe some sort of press conference early in the morning. I didn't see any press conference that I saw of any updates about this, and I understand they're very, very busy trying to find this vessel right now. But I'm going to be real. You see the title and you saw the thumbnail, I'm assuming. Let's get down to brass tacks. They're out of air right now, guys. As of the past, I say about an hour and a half now, they have been out of air, allegedly. Around this time, this is when, I hate to say it like this, okay? I really hate to say it like this, because I would love to be able to talk to you guys about this in a different way, in a different fashion. I wish I had better news for you guys right now. But just to be completely honest with you, they have run out of oxygen in the vessel. Now, there is a lot of hope. Okay, so I'm putting the music back on. There is still a lot of hope. Okay, real quick, I want to make that abundantly clear. There still is a lot of hope. People are really still, the Coast Guard, etc., they are still extremely hopeful that this is a rescue mission and not a retrieving mission or a recovery mission, okay? But they have run out of air. I mean, theoretically, they have run out of air. Unless they found some way of conserving as much oxygen as they can. But right now, this is not good news, guys. This is bad news bears. But I am hopeful that they're able to find them within the next few hours. There are other vessels, other apparatuses, other rigs out there looking and all that, okay? But man, oh man. Man, oh man. Am I hopeful right about now? Real quick, guys, I just want to say this, some housekeeping real quick. If you could do me a favor, hit that like button down below. That would really mean a lot, okay? Crush, destroy that like button. Send it past 300 likes as you guys start to file in. Also, please, if you guys can, do not forget, if you haven't done it yet, hit that subscribe button, okay? I'm only on for a short while this morning because I have a prior engagement I got to get to, but then I will be back as soon as I get done with that. I will be back to give you guys more updates. I'm going to be watching this I'm going to keep an eye on this throughout the rest of the top of this morning. I'm hoping that we have some news here before the afternoon. Once we start going into the afternoon, I'm sorry. And if they're still looking, I'm not sitting there saying that all hope is lost, but I mean, what are the chances of them being able to last longer than what they said they actually had for oxygen in that vessel? Let's keep that completely real, okay? Again, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Hit that join button down below if you want to support this channel. And of course, as always, I also have that the Treon. I'm gonna call it that from now on. We got the Treon. All right. So please join me over there. Okay. .com/the Pascal Show. Patreon.com/the Pascal Show. It's very, very simple, very easy, but it's also another way of supporting the channel just in case they just decide to turn off the lights here, which has happened before against my will. I was innocent. But still, it happened. Okay, so let's get into this, guys. We got a little bit to talk about. Because, I mean, let's be real. The only news I was hoping to wake up to this morning, and like I said, I woke up at about 4 o'clock this morning. I'm keeping an eye on things. I'm watching the news. I'm checking to see if there's anything online, and it's been bupkis. Nothing, nada, zippity doodah on what's going on. And of course, people have been having like countdowns. Some people have countdowns on their pages of like airtime, air supply for this Titan submersible that went down to go see the Titanic Wreckage. Well, they were supposed to. I don't even know if they did get down there. That's the thing. They're still trying to figure it out. But this is just a diagram or like a picture of what should have happened. Okay? The idea of how it should have gone down. They go down there with the vessel. You can see the vessel floating up above with the light shining through it. Them going through, checking it out, having a good old time, seeing something that not a lot of people on this planet have been able to see with their own 2 eyes. We all just go and watch. Basically, we all go and just watch the Titanic and just watch that, right? And then we could see it in all its glory there. But not a lot of people have been able to see physically. Very few in this world have been able to see the wreckage with their own 2 eyes in person, live in living color, right? It's a pretty amazing thing, I'm assuming, to see in real life. But at the same time, there are 5 people in that vessel. Let me show you that vessel here too. Here's the vessel. Now, as you can see here, you see the I guess there's a line. You see that line that's kind of going off in the off the photo to the right of the photo. I'm assuming that's a tether. Like I said, I don't know a whole lot about this apparatus. Okay, I'm assuming that could be a line, a tethered line to the actual apparatus, to the actual vessel, so that they get more power, whatever it might be, just so that they don't lose it, for example. Well, something interesting happened on this one, on this trip, that I'm still trying to get it to make sense. And I think we all trying to understand what the hell happened here. Now, this submersible went down there, not being tethered, went a whole 2.4 miles down, allegedly, 2.4 miles down to the wreckage, because that's where it is, about 2.4 miles beneath the surface, okay, down to the ocean floor. Now, as they went down there, an hour and 45 minutes into their trip, into their descent, the Titan loses contact with Ocean Gate, okay, with their boat, the Polar Prince, if I'm correct. Now, they disappeared after that. Now, I did bring this up before. I'm going to say it again now, just for a quick recap, a quick reminder. Ocean Gate did not contact or say anything to the U.S. Coast Guard or to the Canada's Coast Guard, Canadian Coast Guard, to let them know that they had they lost contact, and they and that they have a missing vessel in the ocean somewhere. They didn't say anything to those 2 Coast Guards for several hours. They didn't tell the U.S. Coast Guard for 8 hours, and from my understanding, they didn't tell the Canadian Coast Guard for 12 hours. So as soon as that thing went down for an hour and 45 minutes, I guess things were running smoothly. Everything was running swimmingly, pun intended. And then all of a sudden, comms cut off. Now, we heard in other interviews before, they said, hey, we will lose comms for a couple minutes. Okay, fine. Like, it's normal to lose contact for a couple minutes. They lost contact for hours. Now, from what we understand, the trip down to the Titanic wreckage is about 2.5 hours. From when they go and they submerge themselves and they do that descent all the way down is about 2.5 hours. So if you did an hour and 45 minutes, you lose comms. Okay, you wait 45 minutes and see if you hear anything like, we made it to the ground floor, we're here, we're at the location, we're taking a look at the Titanic with our own two eyes, right? But they didn't do anything for a full 8 hours. So if they were to go down and go, ooh, and then go right back up quickly, depending on what the ascent is like, because you're propelling yourself back up, it could be faster, it could be slower. God only knows. But I'm assuming the round trip could be about 5 to 6 hours long. 2.5 hours to get down, maybe a little bit more time to get back up because you're going against gravity, right? Back up into Earth's surface, right? Or the water's surface. But instead of them waiting for that 45 minutes just to see if there was something being told, if there's going to be comms, they sat till for 8 hours before they said anything. Now, there's been crazy amounts of theories. I had somebody on the show, Lorenzo, who brought in his own personal opinions about all this as well. There's been a lot of opinions popping off about this. Okay. We got a few things we're going to be looking at, but I do want to start off with, first and foremost, what they have recently said in the news. So I do want to share this with you guys first. Okay. Now they're saying we're not giving up. So this is brand new stuff. Just so you guys know. Sorry, I'm just checking a few things. Be sure to hit that like button, send it past 300 likes. That would really mean a lot as you guys start to file in. Again, good morning to every single last one of y'all. All right. But I wanted to give you a quick recap or a quick update on this situation. And we all care. I want a miracle to happen. Okay. I'm praying for a miracle. I want to see them. I want to see this miracle prove everyone's theory is wrong. We've been hearing nothing but people saying, oh, they got 1% chance, 1% chance of survival, right? And I'm on that side too, a little bit. I'm a realist, okay? But at the same time, though, I am also hopeful. I do want to see these people come back and at least be able to live and tell this story. Yeah, there's something else I'm going to tell you guys too here in a second that I absolutely find incredibly jacked up. But I'm gonna get into that in just 1 minute. Let's look at this article, shall we? Now, as you can see, it says we're not giving up. Let me just blow this up for you guys. U.S. Coast Guard say hunt for Titanic 5 is still a rescue mission, and they are looking for survivors despite oxygen supply running out. Yes, let me repeat that again. Oxygen supply theoretically has completely ran out at this point. And I hate to throw that reality into everybody's minds right now, but that's the reality that we're in right now. If they say 96 hours, 96 hours ended a few hours ago. Okay? Theoretically, I don't know what they're doing right now. How would they even survive? They're in a doggone sealed shut trash can, for crying out loud. As I say, a soda can. But again, let me put that in your brains for a second. Oxygen supply has run out. They're saying running out. It should be out right now, unless they were able to do something different and slow the amount of oxygen that's coming into the vessel. I don't know. If everything short-circuited, how would they have control over that too? I don't know. Okay. Maybe they went analog instead of digital. I have no clue. Okay. But let's continue. As robots trawl ocean floor, and OceanGate co-founder insist they have longer than we think. Now, this is what's frustrating to me, okay? Be real. What's frustrating to me is when we hear something like, "Oh, they have longer than we think." What the hell does that mean? No disrespect to this, but I'm going, okay, what does that mean exactly? When you say, "Oh, they have longer than we think," you just said for the past, I don't know, since they went missing, or since you have finally admitted that you lost the vessel, you guys said 96 hours. So now you're going to say, "Oh, well, no, it's longer than we think." They have longer than we think. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer. I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy, but at the same time, they told us 96 hours. Everybody's been watching this at a very passionate rate. And we have all been looking at time and thinking, man, this thing is running out. This thing is running out. How are they going to survive now? Then also, real quick, you got to put this into consideration as well. Let me just put this bee in your bonnet for a second, okay? As soon as they find them, if they find them right now, which is, I hope, the case that they're doing right now, right? They find them right now. They still got to get them back up to surface. They still got to open up the doggone vessel so these individuals can breathe. How are they going to be able to do that? How are they going to be able to get everything accomplished when they're past E? You feel me? They're like driving a car that's past E, and they say it's like 5 more miles to the next gas station, and you're going, I don't know how long this can go. You're hoping on gas fumes this car is going to last. But you got to remember, they are still stuck somewhere. 2.5 hours down on the ocean floor or somewhere in between. That's still time that needs to be taken to gradually take them back up to the top. Now, there is obvious possibilities of maybe they bring in a diving team to because I don't know where, like, if you look at this really quick, where exactly is the oxygen tanks? You wonder, right? Because like I said, I am not an engineer. I'm not the one who built this or anything of that sort. Are the oxygen tanks on the sides of this vessel, or are they on the inside? Because then if you got to switch those things out, maybe a dive team can go down there or something like that. Maybe they can raise it up high enough for a dive team to get down there and switch out the oxygen tank. Obviously, like I said, I'm speaking out of turn because I'm not an engineer, nor am I someone who does anything with the ocean, but I've seen a bunch of movies. So I guess in my mind, I keep thinking maybe they could do that, right? Now, I Can Prep 2 said tanks are inside. And if that's the case, then they're screwed. If that's the case, then they're screwed. Because you got to remember, you still got to get that vessel up. You got to get them up. And you can't go too fast because you can really jack them up as well. Okay? You can. So that's the piece that's really, really frustrating. Real quick, I got a super chat. Caruccio, thank you so much for the €2. If they sent the French rovers inside Titanic, I don't know if they have or not. Now, that's a very good question. I don't know if they have. And if they have, hopefully we'll hear very, very soon. I do have a video news clip from News Nation. They were covering this as well, talking about all of this. And like I said, they would have to literally move it up gradually, get it up to a depth that is deep enough for humans to dive into, and then maybe make a switch if it's on the outside. But if I Can Prep 2 is saying that it's on the interior, this is a big problem. It's a big problem, especially when you're trying to do a rescue mission. But let's continue on here, okay? So the U.S. Coast Guard today insisted they still hope to find the 5 adventurers trapped inside a missing Titanic submersible, alive despite predicting oxygen had run out. As the co-founder of the firm that organized the trip insisted, rescuers have longer than we think. I just don't feel that. Now, I know people are going to be holding on to a whim and a prayer. I know that people are going to be, especially the CEO or co-founder. I understand the concern and the care and the want to put some hope into it. But you all have been saying 96 hours. So it doesn't make sense to try to move the needle now. Maybe it would have been helpful if you said, oh, they have about 96 to and blah, blah, blah hours, then maybe that would help a little bit. But right now, a lot of people are thinking this is a recovery mission. I know the media right now is putting out, that U.S. Coast Guard is still believing that this is a rescue mission still right now. But when you hear about oxygen being gone after 96 hours, it's not good. Okay. But the world is now praying for a miracle, as I said earlier. Yes, we're all hoping for a miracle. After rescuers estimated the vital oxygen supply would end at 12:08 p.m. That's 7:08 Eastern Standard Time. Okay. So 6:08 my time. Now, it is almost 9 my time. 3 hours? And that's if they're not even breathing. Like if they're not even, like what? Somebody breathes a little bit, another one breathes. How do you share oxygen like this and successfully have this? Okay. It just, never mind. But anyway, banging has been heard at 30-minute intervals from the depths of the Atlantic, possibly from the men striking the side of the sub, but has yet to be located. Now, they have said before that is a very, we've heard it from other people, other experts, etc. We have heard from them saying that is a possibility, that there is a possibility of them doing that. In fact, I was just watching before I got started here, because WFLA, JB Bueno is on. He's been on since about 5 o'clock this morning, or actually, about 5 o'clock this morning, 4 o'clock my time. He's been on nonstop live talking to later on, he was talking to an expert. And this expert was basically saying like, okay, I was in scuba gear. I was in diving gear. I was trapped. I was lost. I needed help. I used the butt of my diving knife to bang on something to get help. Then somebody came down to help me. So it is a way. It is an approach to try to get some help. Okay. Which I thought was very interesting when he said that stuff. I was like, oh, for real? Okay. So it isn't crazy. And of course, there have been other reports of them saying that they continue to hear the banging. They keep hearing the sound over and over and over again. Now, again, we've talked about this the other day or yesterday, but at the same time, you got to remember, there still is a lot of people, or there still are a lot of ships that are sailing back and forth in the area. There's all kinds of different vessels in the ocean right now as we speak. I mean, shoot, let me see this real quick. I mean, you just look at, this is just, let me just share this with you guys. Just take a look at this right here. Okay. This is just the ships right now as we speak. And let me refresh. This is right now live. Okay. This is just all off the coast. Okay. All off the coast. That's a lot of ships in one particular area. Okay. Fabulous Fab, thank you so much for being a member for the past 4 months. Press that like, you guys. 824 viewers only. Viewers and only 263 likes. Well, they've been putting in the work, so I appreciate they've been putting in the likes, so I appreciate that. Fabulous Fab, I appreciate that. Thank you so much for the support. So keep those likes up. Send this past 600 likes. That would really, really mean a lot. Okay, I see a bunch of y'all in here, and if you haven't done it yet, hit that subscribe button. I can't say it enough. Hit that subscribe button. Okay, I'm going to be keeping a close eye on this throughout the course of the day. Hopefully, they don't have a press conference during the time that I have my my prior engagement. Okay, but I wanted to hop on and give you guys an update on what's going on here, because this is some serious stuff. And again, it is down to the wire now. It is literally down to the bloody wire. But let's continue here. Okay, so Rear Admiral Mogg of the U.S. Coast Guard said the operation remains in active search, and he remains hopeful thanks to favorable weather conditions. That's still, like, I understand the favorable weather conditions, but that still doesn't change the environment in which those 5 are inside that vessel. Doesn't change the air supply, doesn't change that part. Them being able to maybe see clearly in the ocean could be a positive thing, is a good thing, but at the same time, that doesn't change 96 hours of air supply. Okay, so favorable weather conditions, great. 2 thumbs up on that. Okay, and I hope he's right. I hope the co-founder is actually right too, that they have longer than they think. Okay. Asked about the banging noises, he said initial analysis suggested they were background ocean noise, but this was still being examined. Those stuck on board the sub include, and we already know the 5, but I'll say it again, Hamish Harding, the CEO of Ocean Gate, who also is the pilot or the captain of this vessel. All right, Stockton Rush, French Navy veteran P.H. Nargiolet, and Pakistani businessman and his son, Shahzada and Solomon Dawood. Okay, and Suleiman is actually 19 years old, and he goes to Strathclyde University. He's a kid. And you remember the other day, what's wild, because you remember the other day that we were watching, we were talking about the updates and everything. We had Lorenzo on. He gave us his thoughts on everything, which were very insightful. In fact, it's interesting because some of the things that he did say actually were true, because some of y'all were getting angry and upset about it. But what's wild is some of the things that he did say were actually true. I'll explain here in a minute. But you have, we after we got done with talking with Lorenzo, we're doing our thing. We're watching another interview. It was with Dan Abrams and another guy who had been on the Titanic tour. Okay, he had been on the Titan before, and this dude was sitting there going, "Oh yeah, they're just there to they're doing it for science. They're doing it for science, right?" Remember, I stopped it because I was like, I can't listen to this crap anymore. I really can't, because it's a load of BS. How can you sit there and say that a 19-year-old who's still in going to university instantly think that he's there for science? He's there to do something that no 19-year-old has ever done before. Like I said before, it's not the Starship Enterprise, for crying out loud. And yet the guy's trying to make excuses for this situation. It was yes, Tyler, I agree. Just absolutely, I'll just add words into your message, but absolutely ridiculous. Okay, so kind of crazy. So that's why I go, wait a second. This is not them doing something for the betterment of science. No, these are very rich individuals that had an opportunity to do something unique and different. They wanted to do it. They bought tickets. Basically, they got into the vessel, and now they're missing. And I don't mean that in any demeaning, punching down type of way. That's literally what it was. There are a bunch of very, very wealthy businessmen and a son of one of those wealthy businessmen going down there. Then they weren't going down there to collect algae and rust and pull out the test tubes and the beakers and the graduated cylinders. I mean, it's ridiculous for us to hear that type of BS. Okay. Absolutely ridiculous. They went down there for a joyride to do something that they've never done before, to go sightseeing and do some touristy stuff. They literally said it was a tourist trip down to the Titanic, period. Not a bunch of scientists went down and they're going to go and run a whole bunch of tests and do all these things about how the environment is changing and what's it doing to the ocean. How climate change is affecting the ocean. They're not doing that. They went down there to go see some things. That's it. Okay. So a deep water robot sub has reached the Atlantic floor, and another is descending the 12,500 foot of ocean fast. The Canadian vessel Horizon Arctic has deployed an ROV, which is basically like a robotic operated vehicle, all right, or vessel that has searched the seafloor and began its search for the missing sub, a spokesperson said. And a French ship viewed as the best and final hope of finding this missing Titanic submersible has also dropped. You guys, somebody just asked this earlier. But they have also dropped its remote controlled sub to find 5 missing adventurers. Okay. Now that particular ship has arrived on the scene at around 7:48 Eastern, 6:48 Central Standard Time, and has deployed Victor 6000, which can reach depths of 20,000 feet and will arrive at Titanic's wreck in the next 2 hours. Now, they left at 6:48 my time. 6:48 my time. So they are literally there now. They have been there for about 15, 20 minutes now. But again, remember what we talked about when we saw the press conference yesterday. I even told you guys, I was like, wait a second. This is they were like, yeah, we got the French ship is coming in. They got another thing. They're going to be here this tomorrow morning. And I'm sitting there going, that's not enough time. This is down to the wire now. This is down to the wire. So they are literally down there looking through the wreckage to see if they can find this Titan, which is still crazy, okay? So the Victor 6000, just so you guys know, which is very interesting. Victor 6000, what the French have, okay, has arms that can cut cables or dislodge a trapped or stranded vessel, and may be able to fix a cable onto the sub before it is hauled several miles to the surface by a giant winch with more than 3 miles of cable, called a flyaway deep ocean salvage system on Horizon Arctic. Now, Horizon Arctic has already been deployed. Let me just say that again. It's right here up at the top. This has already been deployed, okay? And it's already reached the surface floor. It's already there. It's already at the sea floor right now. So you got the French coming in. Hello, les poissons. They come down with their Victor 6000, which has arms, etc., that can do a lot of different things, which is awesome, okay? Which is fantastic news, okay? It can dislodge. It can move things. It can even fix a cable or two if it needs to be fixed. Okay. Then the Horizon Atlantic, because we are all sitting there trying to figure out how would they be able to get this back up, right? How would they be able to get this bad boy back up? So this is what they're going to do. If it's lodged somewhere, the French ROV, okay, it's going to go down there, do its thing, dislodge. The Horizon Atlantic is going to be able to, I guess, take it and maybe gradually go and bring it back up. I mean, this is from what I'm understanding here as well, but that could be good news. The fact that the Horizon Arctic, is already down there, that's a good thing. It's already down there, so they're already doing the search. The French ship, okay, is should be down there by now. And they're going to be looking as well. Okay. But I got a comment here. Angie G, thank you so much for being a member for the past 5 months. Your members chat. Hold on. Your members chat just said, and I'm sorry, this thing is out of focus like crazy. All right. So you said, Mark Martin, the expert on WFLA, earlier said it would take 7 hours to recover if found on the bottom of the ocean. He said he believes the chances of survival is 0. Yeah, I heard that same thing too. That's why I'm saying, no matter what, even if they are, I mean, to me, this is not, shoot. I don't want to be that guy, y'all. I don't want to be that guy, okay? But right now, we're at that place where the information that we're receiving right now, the fact that they said 96 hours and that 96 hours has run out, this is not a rescue mission. This is a recovery mission now. And that's if they find the vessel. I repeat, that's if they find the vessel, guys. And it breaks my heart. I don't mean to be that guy. But I heard that same thing, y'all, and that's crazy, okay? But it is the truth. It very much is the truth. 7 hours for that bad boy to go back up. Can they survive another 7 hours? Like the co-founder of Ocean Gate is sitting here saying, oh, they have longer than they think. You tell me that oxygen tank has 7 more hours? 7 more extra hours? I don't know about that. Okay. Let me get some of these super chats. Tawny Lee, thank you so much for the $2 super sticker. I really do appreciate it. And KNS, thank you so much for the $10 super sticker. Thank you so much for the super chats, guys. I really do appreciate it. Again, I will be keeping an eye on this like crazy. Okay. But again, I look at this stuff and I go, if they ain't found them yet, if they haven't found them as of yet, then this is no bueno. This is bad news bears right now, guys. And again, not trying to be the bad guy here, okay? I'm just speaking the truth. I'm just speaking reality. Unless they have some reserve oxygen that we don't know about, that's in there, that's allowing them an extra couple hours, that's allowing them 12 more hours or something. Because the banging does give us a little glimmer of hope. I've said before. But still right now, I'm going, well, is that the banging isn't enough? Because that banging could be coming from anywhere. And what's sad about it is they could very well be inside the Titanic. They could have just fallen right into the Titanic, just crashed into that mug and are just stuck in there. Imagine that. So I'm hoping that the Horizon Arctic or that the French ROV does their doggone job and does the doggone job. Kristen Wright, thank you so much for the £2. I appreciate it. I love your program. Thank you. I love you too. Thank you so much for your support. I really do appreciate it. Okay. And speaking of support, don't forget to hit that like button down below. Hit that like button. Send it past 700 likes. We got 1,200 plus souls in the house right now. I appreciate every single last one of y'all for being here because it shows that you guys care. All right. This is an international problem. This is an international thing. The whole world gives a damn about this, or they should at least give a damn about this. This is scary stuff. So I appreciate the support. 1,200 souls are in the house. Hit that like button. Send it past 700 likes. It helps get the word out there, helps get the story out there, helps this channel as well. And another way you can help is by hitting that subscribe button as well. Okay. That would be greatly, greatly appreciated. Okay. Now I got a couple other things I want to show you guys. Oh, and by the way, lo siento, because as I showed you guys the other day, or just the other day, I was playing that banging noise. I was like, I think this is the banging noise. This is what's being shared all over the place. From my understanding, that sound that I played, we were right. It is not real. That banging that we heard was some fabricated crap. Another one of those like Idaho 4 fabricated sounds that was created just so that they can have something to share. From my understanding, that is not real. Okay. So I just want to make sure you guys know that as well. Because I know I was sitting there going, I don't know if this is real or not, but I'm going to share it anyway. And I found out it is not real. Okay. So moving on, I wanted to share with you guys this piece as well. A little clip from News Nation, just talking about the French coming in and hopefully helping out. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully they came in with crepes, espresso shots, and some croissants. But let's see what they got to say here. Hit the number one. Let me know you guys can hear this, okay?
Mariner Carrie O'Neill Walker. Good morning to you, sir. Thanks for being with us. I know even Navy submarines, they can't go as deep as this submersible could travel. And we still don't know if it's as deep as the Titanic Wreckage, but we know that a French vessel, the Atalante, is capable of reaching there that deep, 13,000 feet below the surface, arriving last night. What would the Atalante do besides go down there and see what's going on?
Well, if it's another deep submergence vehicle, that's all it could really do. Maybe it could use some kind of fathometer or sonar to kind of track the Ocean Gate vehicle. But I would say that's the best hope right now, is to get other deep submergence vehicles with specialized equipment to go down there. And I'm not sure how fast they can rally that kind of stuff up, but it seems like they're making a good effort right now.
But we imagine seeing this, submarine go down, and then people can't swim at that depth, so you can't send divers to examine it. You would think, is there some type of robotic arm that extends from the Atalante that would be able to somehow maybe unhinge it from debris that had trapped it, or get it to lift up again? But this is a heavy piece of equipment.
Yeah, there are. They have hundreds of deep submergence vehicles around the world that are rated to go to depths anywhere from 12,000 to 20,000 feet. That would be the best bet, but you got to understand it's pitch black down there. There's absolutely no light, so they would have to come with sufficient light and detection equipment in order to locate the vehicle by whatever means possible. If they're down there, I would recommend that they tap in regular patterns on the hull regularly, like in a kind of rhythmic pattern, so that way we can, people can tell where they're coming from.
We want to keep optimistic about all of this, but clearly, even if they detect this submersible, there may be no way to reach those men. So how can the Coast Guard still call it a rescue mission?
Well, at the very least, if it ends in tragedy, the families will be able to recover the bodies.
Right.
And
recovery. What that sound like I was drunk. Recovery. Real talk. Recovery. This is, at this point, I'm hopeful, but at the same time, What do they have? It's not like they have air pockets in there that they can just be, you know, sucking the air out of. Excuse me, sucking the air out of for a couple hours. Once it's gone, it's gone. But anyway, continuing. This is a recovery mission, in my personal opinion. I hate to do that, but it's, yes, Sammy Smith. Totally a recovery now. Absolutely. And it's sad. Unless there's some miracle that happened. And if it does, if it's different, I will say different. I will say, yeah, I was wrong. My bad, guys. I thought, they said 96 hours, man. I wrote down 96, didn't you? But at the same time, I'm still hopeful. But it would be a miracle. Let's go. And remember, they said it before, 1% chance. One. Okay? 1% chance of survival. Just think about that for a second. Come on. Did you stop for some reason?
Get the body's proper funeral right.
I don't know why it's tripping now. Dagnabbit. Sorry, guys. There we go.
Things of that nature. So at the very least, that would be able to happen. That would be one thing that happened out of this that was positive under the circumstances.
I know that you don't work for the company, clearly, this oceanic company that launched this vessel. But I think about the timeline, that it was an hour and 45 minutes after their departure where they went off the radar. And I think, well, they couldn't have gone all the way down to the wreckage in an hour and 45 minutes, 13,000 feet. But could they?
Nah.
It's, I mean, depending on the
drop like a rock
capabilities of the ship, I'm not sure what the specs of it is, but it all depends on the maneuvering capability, how fast it can go.
If it would sink like a rock before being able to kind
ballast, yeah. Also, I'm not sure how their ballast system works on that one. I don't know any of the specs on that vehicle, so I don't know how long it takes to actually weigh the ship down enough to break it.
Yeah.
It may take hours. I have no clue.
Yeah. And
another thing you got to point out, or I'd like to point out as well. Think about this for a second. And like I said, just wanted to put another bee in your bonnet real quick. But think about this for a second. What are the chances of, okay, given that, let's just say it loses all of its mechanical things. Like it just totally short circuits, right? Now remember, let me just show this to you guys again. Again, looking at this vessel. If there is nothing to keep it upright, could this bad boy just be rotating? If it did not land on the actual surface of the floor near the wreckage, think about that for a second. This thing could be rotating, just no, you see what I'm saying? No upright buoyancy, if that makes any sense. Keeping it upright, it's cylindrical. Right? Isn't that a word? It's cylindrical, for crying out loud, y'all. So think about that for a second. This thing could just be rotating in the water if it has not touched ground. Think about that for a second. That is one uncomfortable ride. I will say that. Okay. Yeah, Zoot. Death rolls like a crocodile. Exactly. Now, I'm not sitting here saying that it just keeps doing this over and over again, but you got to remember, if there is no full-on balance, they literally could be like, we got to sit still. Like Solomon, right? The 19-year-old. You got to sit still, son, because if you move, this whole thing can rotate and we could be doing this, right? Could be that. You know, imagine that. And I mean, I know that has no factor in the air supply, but it could actually, if you think about it, because that kind of tense feeling of trying to keep the vessel upright and balanced if they're just floating in the middle of the water. That could also cause stress and make you breathe faster, make you panic, etc. Imagine the amount of, Harsh just said, yeah, washing machine demise. Absolutely. I mean, think about that, guys. Think about all that. It's crazy to think of all the possibilities that could have been happening here within this. It's scary. It's scary to think. But let's continue. But like I said, you know, it falls. It could have fallen sideways. It could have fallen upside down if everything just shut off. Did it fall like a rock to the bottom, straight down? Did it fall in the Titanic? If they kind of aimed themselves above and as it was going down, it just short circuits and boom. Did it implode mid descent? But that's the thing. Then you would see rubble. You would see the debris from this on the ocean floor somewhere, at least, depending on where they actually landed. Okay. But man, it's knuckin' futs, y'all. Real quick, let me get these super chats really quick. Susan, thank you so much for the $20 super sticker. Thank you so much. Thank you. Debbie, whoa, thank you so much. Hey, thank you so much for the 50. Became a Patreon member. Thank you. Yesterday, yes, thank you. Love all that you do. Keep it up because it works. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. My autofocus ain't working. I will say that, but I do appreciate the love. Thank you. And Stephanie S., thank you so much for the buck. I really do appreciate all the love. Seriously, it really means a whole lot. Real talk. And it's my birthday week. Hey, I was hoping to have something positive this week. I'm still hopeful. Like I said, I'm still hopeful, but let's continue with this. And yeah, let's continue.
I think I'm just kind of trying to speculate, like perhaps.
Oh, come on. Perhaps what?
It's not far down. Maybe it's not as far deep as the Titanic wreckage. Maybe it got caught on debris somewhere on the way.
So there's different anomalies that occur in the ocean. One's called set and drift. Mm-hmm. So set is the direction that the current is taking you off of your intended course, mm-hmm. and drift is how far it took you. So they could be, depending on the currents, if they didn't get all the way down, they could be floating out there anywhere now.
It's true.
I hate to say it.
No, but no, you make a good point. Yeah, you make it. Yeah, that's why the search area is so large. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, Carrie O'Neill Walker, thanks for making.
Yeah, he said the coverage area would be pretty wide. Again, let me remind you guys really quick. This is the size of Connecticut. The surface area in which they are looking right now, maybe they have zeroed it in even more, but over the past couple days, it has literally been in the surface area. The surface area is basically in comparison to the size of Connecticut. So think about that for a second. Okay. Not sitting here saying that Connecticut's one of our largest states, but at the same time, that is still a lot of coverage under the sea. Like, that's a lot of coverage, y'all. A lot. Terrifying to think that these 5 went down for a joyride, basically. See something they've never seen. Okay. And all of a sudden, boom, they're lost. But let's continue. Now, hold on. This is pretty crazy too. And you know, like I said, there is so much. We heard from Lorenzo, people that he was sitting there saying that that there was another person that worked on the vessel that was basically saying like, yo, I am not comfortable with, I don't think that this is safe, so on and so forth. And that information has come out as to be true. Okay. Hold on one second. Rose with Thorns said Pascal is twice the size of Connecticut. Okay, if that's correct, I've only heard the size of Connecticut. Maybe you have a more updated version. That is wild. Okay, still very, very wild-ish indeed. But still, when you hear the size of that, that's still scary, guys. Okay, Christina, thank you so much for the happy birthday wishes. Okay, and all y'all who are saying happy birthday in here. Birthday ain't here yet, but it is this week. Okay, so just trying to make it a nice positive week, but it's tough when you got stories like this, going on. It's frustrating, guys. All right, but I'm not the one who creates the news. Okay, these are just the things that happen around our world, right? So it says, I've broken some rules to make this. How Ocean Gate boss revealed that a 7-inch acrylic window in Lost Titan sub would get squeezed in underwater pressure, and admitted he ignored guidance to create deep sea vessel. Now, there has been a lot of stories that have been coming out kind of like this in regards to Stockton Rush, and how he has been hell-bent on trying to create something where you can go down and see something that no one's ever seen before, seen parts of the world that places that we have not fully explored yet. Okay. And of course, there's been so many crazy stories out there, like, could one of the guys been out there trying to find extraterrestrial life and all that? I'm like, I don't know about all that. I think they just went down there to see the Titanic. But I feel like this was going to be the tip of the iceberg. I didn't mean that. I guess pun intended. That was not intended, but F it. Okay. But I feel like this was going to be the tip of the iceberg for the Titan, that this was going to be the first exploration. They're going to check it out. It was going to be what it is. And then they were going to go, oh, now we can do more. Now we can keep going out. We can do other excursions. We can go and check out this area. We can go check out that area, so on and so forth, right? But unfortunately, this ride did not work out. But there have been a speculation, or there have been stories of people saying how other people that were working on either working closely on the Titan, or working in that company, that were feeling some type of way about his lack of care for the safety precautions that were needed for the actual vessel. Some people are like, oh, this guy was, and I'm seeing this all over the social media, some periodicals, articles, etc., talking about all this and saying, man, he was just so hell-bent on this whole idea of just getting down there, obsessed with going down there. But I will say this, in the defense of entrepreneurs, in the defense of people who are inventors trying to create these certain things, a lot of times you are the only person thinking of that idea. I mean, look at Steve Jobs, for example. I feel like a lot of people lean on the Steve Jobs approach, right? That will throw caution to the wind, forget about anybody else's opinion, and focus on the task at hand, or to accomplish that thing that they want to have happen, right? To accomplish that goal. And I think that's exactly what happened here as well. It's an individual who was focused on an idea, a dream, to make this thing happen. I'm not defending him. I'm just saying that could have been the psyche in this guy's mind. Oh, I want this to go. I want to be that guy. I want to be that Jean Cousteau, right? Of underwater travel. And I will stop at nothing. And I don't care what you say about safety precautions and blah, blah, blah. F all that. We're going to make it happen with a joystick, a PlayStation 3 joystick, some things that I got from an outdoor camping, store. And we're going to put this together with spit, bubble gum, and dental floss. And it's still going to work. But that still doesn't make his situation look any better. Regardless if this is the obsession of trying to make something accomplish the impossible, still doesn't change what is happening here. There were certain things that they could have done. The money that he was cutting corners with, the things that he was cutting corners with so that he can save that money, he could have used towards extra safety precautions. Oh, yeah, the other thing, you could have tethered the damn vessel to the damn Polar Prince. Just tether the vessel. Why does it have to fly all by itself? When you already know that there were issues with that same vessel before. Let me repeat that one more time, guys. Let me repeat that. Whoops. Let me repeat that one more time for you guys to remember. They literally had the same problem with that very same vessel that just short-circuited. Just remember that. We read that a couple days ago. I don't know which day, but go back and check it out. Jacques Cousteau. Sorry. Thank you. You know, it's been a while since how often are you waking up, and talking about Jacques Cousteau? You know what I mean? Are you waking up in the middle of the night from a nightmare going, Jacques Cousteau? Yeah, not really. So sorry, but I appreciate the correction. Jacques Cousteau. Okay. But you got people out here, all right, that have said countless times that this is a dangerous vessel. And he did not listen. And now we're in this situation right here. Now, let me see really quick. All right. One, again, do me a favor, hit that like button down below. Crush it, crush it, crush it, crush it, crush it. All right. I'd love to see it go past. Let's see where we're at. Hold on. I had to close the window because I was having issues with the stream. So let me see that quick. Hold on. Ooh, let's get it to 1K. Let's get it to 1K if you don't mind. That would really, really mean a lot. Let's get it to 1K really quick before the show is over. Again, like I said, and we're not done yet. I mean, we got a few more minutes. A like doesn't cost a thing, but it does help this channel. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, please, and thank you. Hit that join button. Join my Patreon, my Trayon. Okay, that'd be greatly, greatly appreciated. All right, but let's get it to 1K. Let's go. All right. Why do I feel like I'm in a Hertz commercial with Tom Brady? But moving on. Okay. I want to get in the car and just go. Anyway, moving on. As you can see, there's not a whole lot that's going on. I'm trying to see if there's maybe some other updates out here, just to see if there's any more pieces of information here. We do have we do have some more stuff like looks like there's a lawsuit coming, which we already knew was going to happen, y'all. We already knew that this ish was going to happen, okay? But Cesar, thank you so much for the $2, cabron. Happy 27th birthday. Yeah, I'm actually 19, so thank you. I appreciate it. You're a couple of years off, but I appreciate it. Thank you for the $2. Kimberly in Japan, thank you so much for the 1,000 yen. Thank you so much. May not be able to catch you live on your birthday, so happy early birthday, Pascal. Thanks for always being you. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Really appreciate the support. Love, love, love. Yes. To all my cancers out there, you keep being dope. You keep being passionate. You keep cooking too, because I know a lot of y'all know how to cook. Y'all know how to throw down. Trust. But anyway, let us get into this piece. We already knew that there was going to be lawsuits coming. Duh. Come on. Ocean Gate is done after this. I'm telling you right now, regardless if they find them alive and they're alive, they just smell really bad and just thinking everything that they believe in, that they're still alive. Okay. Not only is Stockton Rush have a lot of explaining to do, and God knows what kind of laws he could have broken as well. I don't know. All right, but he could be finding himself in some serious trouble. Ocean Gate is going to be screwed. They're going to be sued like a mug, y'all. After this, Ocean Gate will be no more. I'll tell you that. Or will be sold to somebody else, and it'll be under some other awning of a business. But Ocean Gate will be a name that will never be used ever again. It's going to be looked at in a very, very bad way. You think anybody's going to want to work or ride anything with Ocean Gate on the side of it? Hell no. I'm just saying that now. Okay. But let's take a look at this here really quick too. And shout out to News Nation. All right.
The tourist submersible was previously the target of safety complaints from an employee of Ocean Gate, the parent company that owns the sub. That's what New Republic reporter Daniel Strauss recently uncovered about a 2018 court case. He joins us now live to talk about the company's past legal issues. Daniel, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
So we have learned that Ocean Gate's former director of, marine operations raised red flags with the company several years back. And he claims he was wrongfully terminated after doing so. What concerns did you find that he had?
He had concerns about the integrity of the hull, the capabilities at which the viewport hull could withstand pressure from underwater, and really the testing from which the Titan submersible underwent before it was being given the ability to go into water and take tourists down into the ocean. And
let me say this. You got people out here that were extremely concerned about how the vessel could withstand that type of pressure. And sure, maybe it's gone down there a couple times successfully, down and back. Clearly it has. But there have been other times where there were issues and they would have to abort mission, right? Now you get this situation where people are sitting here going, well, yeah, man, I mean, did you really do all the testing? Did you really do everything you needed to do to make sure that this was absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, safe for civilians to be inside of, including yourself, Stockton, including yourself? Those are things that should be ran through, troubleshooted, or troubleshot, if that makes any sense, and figured out way before you start putting a 19-year-old kid in that doggone vessel. But I digress. Let's continue.
And there was a lawsuit and a countersuit between Lockridge and Ocean Gate. The lawsuit eventually settled, but by then Lockridge had left the company, and he claims that he had been fired over voicing these safety concerns.
Yeah.
Remember what Lorenzo said the other day? And some of y'all been like, oh, this dude cap. You just heard it right there. There was an individual that that spoke out against this vessel, said he wasn't feeling very comfortable about the safety of this vessel. They fired him because he spoke out against this vessel. It's a true story, guys. Let's continue.
The countersuit, there are details about how he raised these concerns. He felt that he was completely ignored by the management at Ocean Gate, and then he wrote a report but was not able to get as much information to fully complete the report to his satisfaction about the capabilities of the submarine.
And it's eerie to hear, all these red flags now, knowing what we know now, knowing what we have followed for this entire week. You also obtained court documents that revealed the sub wasn't even capable of descending to such extreme depths and was.
Say that again. Wasn't even capable of doing what? All right, then.
only certified to reach 1,300 meters instead of 4,000. In all your research, what detail stuck out to you as the most worrisome?
I mean, it's the one in particular is the one you just mentioned, that the sub was not really fully capable according to the director of operations for OceanGate, of reaching those extreme depths. And yet OceanGate seems to have gone forward with green lighting the use of the submarine anyway.
Yeah. And Daniel, one last question for you while I still have you. I think a big question top of mind for a lot of people who have been closely following this is, was OceanGate even legally allowed to take people on this voyage? I mean, former passengers have told us they were on failed missions due to mechanical failures. The steering wheel is a gaming controller. We know the passengers do sign detailed waivers, but what legal liability does OceanGate face? Do you know?
I think you'd have to ask a lawyer on that. What we do know is that there are former employees, there are multiple experts who voiced concerns about the submarine years ago. And now we're in the situation where 5 passengers on a tourist expedition are in serious trouble.
Yeah, it's just been an agonizing head.
Okay. Think about that for a second. Okay. They are seriously looking at all this and going, okay, there were things that should have been taken care of, and they did not take care of those things. There were things that should have been precautions, tests, etc. that should have been done before they even got the green light. Okay? Before they even got it. And those things were ignored. Why? You have somebody else, a person that was working for the company, that spoke out against it and said, I don't feel comfortable with this at all. This is a very dangerous apparatus. This is a very dangerous vessel. It needs to be going through the proper protocols of testings over and over and over again to make sure that this is something that is safe for anyone to ride. They ignored this man, he was fired, or this individual, they were fired. Then, of course, she asked the question that I just said a second ago. Could there be a possibility of some serious laws that were broken? And there could very well been laws that were broken throughout the course of this whole thing. So even if they do find them alive, bring them back up to the surface, Stockton, Rush, and OceanGate are in some serious trouble, guys. And Stockton got a lot. If he's found alive, he's got a lot of explaining to do, and he's got a bunch of lawsuits coming right his way. Anyway, guys, that's the show for now. Okay, I gotta run, but I will be back. If there's any new updates, I will be up here live. I'll let you guys know on my Patreon, on my Twitter. Please follow me on Twitter. Okay, the Pascal Show, one word. All right, please follow me on Twitter. Putting up a lot of updates over there as well, especially with today. If there's anything new, I will let you guys know. I promise you that. If there is a press conference, which I'm hoping that they're going to be doing within the next few hours, but I know that they're busy out here looking. So I'm going to let them do their due diligence. Let them look. Hopefully by this afternoon, we will hear some new information. But you know for a fact, if anything pops off, you will hear it right here. Okay? So keep the notification bell on to all so that you know when I go live, because it's going to be a random day. Because if there's any new updates, we will be talking about it, and I will hop on and give you those updates live. Okay? But I wanted to give you guys the updates on everything so far. Okay? I hope we find them safe. I hope we find them alive. But right now, it is not looking so good, and that's frustrating and it's sad, but we have to come to terms with the reality of it right now. So they are out of oxygen as we speak, but we'll see what happens here. I got my fingers crossed, and I'm praying. I really am. Before we get going, please do not forget to hit that like button down below. All right? That would really, really mean a lot. Hit that like button down below. And of course, do not forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that join button, become a member, or you can follow me on Patreon, patreon.com/The Pascal Show. Follow me there. join, support. That would really mean a lot as well. Okay. Do like what Debbie did. Join and enjoy all the good stuff that's going on over there as well. Okay. But anyway, guys, it is time to get going. I appreciate all y'all. Here's to hope that they find the Titan 5 soon and that they find them all well. I'll let you guys know anything that's popping off here in the next few hours, but I got to get going. I'll see you guys soon. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I'll see you guys very soon. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.